Morning, young friends and ladies and gentlemen. It gives, on behalf of PhD, I would like to thank Ideal Institute of Technology and Management and School of Law to have done this program with us. And with that, I'd like to address the people on the dais, Dr. Jatinder Singh, His Excellency Mr. Mongi Bader, Mr. L. Radhakrishnan, Professor K.K. Agarwal, Mr. Vineet Agarwal, Mrs. Sudha Agarwal, Dr. Ajit K. Nagpal, Mr. Vimal Narang, and Professor K.K. Agarwal. A very warm welcome to each one of you. I would like to introduce PhD in about 2 to 3 minutes. PhD is a 111-year-old chamber. We have 2,000 direct members and 48,000 indirect members. We are present in 20 states of our country. We have about 60 MOUs internationally, which gives us international linkages, international collaborations, international trade and commerce. We work the chamber through 63 sector-specific committees, for example, banking, skill development, food processing, economic affairs, industry affairs, so on and so forth. So that's about PhD. Sustainable innovation suggests that knowledge and innovation will be the key drivers of social and corporate sustainability in the years ahead, because consumers are demanding sustainable product and services and are willing to pay for them. The market for sustainable innovation is growing. Sustainable innovation assists customers and citizens in managing their lifestyles by enabling them to live happier lives in ways that support sustainable development. Sustainable innovation has 3 defining characteristics. Number 1, it contributes to sustainable well-being. Number 2, it is systemic. And number 3, it is inclusive. Now, to elaborate on each one shortly, the 3 basic elements of sustainable well-being are quality of life, including happiness, a sustainable economy, and a balanced relationship with Mother Nature. An example is the planning of individual houses and commuting choices, to which innovative policy incentives can play a particularly important role. Examples of such innovations include the hybrid car incentive scheme in the United Kingdom and the solar power feed-in tariff in Germany. Point number 2, it is systemic. We face systemic change and systemic innovation in many challenges of the modern society. For example, energy issues, transportation systems, healthcare systems, reforms in agriculture, so on and so forth. Systemic innovations are related not only to technological change, but also to societal and cultural changes. In addition, systemic innovation often forms the core of national innovation strategies. As a whole, systemic innovation includes changes in the market, consumer behavior, politics, and culture. An example, the smart grid has potential to lead to interesting future practices. The smart grid, I'm talking about the electrical grid. The smart grid emerges at the intersection of the internet and energy management. It uses digital technology to manage the generation of power, transmission of power, and distribution of power from all types of sources, including the demand of power by the consumers. Point number 3, it has to be inclusive. Inclusive innovation implies that all individuals have the opportunity to use their potential to seek creative solutions to the challenges they deem important. A background for this argument is the notion that most important resources of innovation are creative, skilled people, both in the workplace and in everyday life. Inclusive innovation could be summarized by the principle, innovation for all. This means not only that people must have some opportunities to innovate, but also that innovation must serve and benefit all the people. In a deeper sense, sustainable and inclusive innovation promotes new forms of democracy where citizens have the right and the opportunity to be creative and to contribute to improvement in services, products, and the structure of public organizations such as municipalities, schools, and hospitals. In innovation policy, there is a need to move from the national level to places where people work together. In other words, to the local ecosystem, where sustainable innovation policy is localized and where people and their networks serve as a primary source of innovation activities. Understanding people and the flow of ideas as a basis of innovation activities challenges traditional innovation policy and requires a systemic approach and deep institutional cooperation and interaction. Most importantly, sustainable innovation outlines significant changes in mindsets. All the effects of innovation must be evaluated according to their contribution to sustainable well-being. To conclude just certain figures, China joins the rank of the world's 25th most innovative economies, while Switzerland, Sweden, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Finland, and Singapore, they have led the ranking of 2016 as done by the Global Innovation Index. China's top 25 entry marks the first time a middle-income country has joined the highly developed economies that have historically dominated the top of the Global Innovation Index throughout its 9 years of surveying the innovative capacity of 100+ countries across the globe. India, 66th, is the top-ranked economy in Central and Southern Asia, showing particular strengths in tertiary education and R&D, including global R&D, intensive firms, the quality of our universities and scientific publications, its market sophistication, and ICT service exports, where we rank first in the world. India also overperforms in innovation relative to its GDP. It ranks second on innovation quality amongst middle-income economies, overtaking Brazil. Relative weaknesses exist in our country, and they are the indicators for business environment, education expenditures, new business creations, and the creative goods and production of services. With these, ladies and gentlemen, and my young friends, I'd like to conclude, and thank you so much.